we do the front of the swing. So it spreads out, we'll get in, we'll do a little cocooning, it's really special. Since today is 11/11 and it's the end of the retreat, I'm going to do a really nice activation meditation, guided meditation at the end, just to really be intentional with our energies and our alignment. And we want to check out the leg loops. There's 2 leg loops holding by carabiners. We all have different colored carabiners. They're really fun. These are traditional climbing carabiners, so they can hold thousands of pounds, which is completely unnecessary for what we use it for, but I like the colors. And then we have 2 handholds. So our handholds are on the top carabiners for you guys. Maybe we're using them for something else. I'm actually going to bring your handholds down because, so Bob, what you're going to do is take your step stools over there. You're going to take the top carabiner off, okay. Right? Remove the handhold and then just slide it over the top so it's going to be slipped onto the swing. See if you can do that.
You took it off and
so take the handhold off.
Okay.
Slip it over the carabiner so it's going to be sitting on the swing. Can you help me? Great. So it just lowers the handholds, especially if you're not super tall. There's many different ways to address it to make it a little bit more accessible. We'll be using those today for some fun things, so let's get those ready. We were already doing our acrobatics today. So there's 3 levels to the training. The first 2 days is a basic, like beginner level training. So these people who will be certified can teach an hour-long basic class. And then we have 2 days of intermediate, which is a little bit more advanced, like learning inversions and some dynamic strength. And then the last 2 days has been the most advanced, which is learning acrobatics and a lot of like pivot points in the body and leveraging energy and stuff like that, which, you know, takes a while to learn, but we had a full day of acrobatics. We're happy to be in low gear. We're like, although we are going to experience some of the really cool things we learned today. One of them is called the X Factor, which is absolutely amazing. So Amy, I just want you to bring, you're good, I want you to bring your swing a little bit wider. So we're just going to kind of pick it up a little bit more. So I like it when the swings are about 3 feet apart. And that gives us space for our shoulders to move through. So some swings, you might have noticed, are kind of narrow. I like them a little bit wider, so when your hands come out into a V shape, you have some room for your shoulders, which is really helpful. So we're all going to stand in front of the swing and put it behind our back. So right underneath the arms, so notice that when it's under the arms, it may or may not be tight, it doesn't matter. What we are going to do is shift it down below the heart. Yes, below the back of the heart, below the brow line. Now lean back, right? So when we lean back, we're going to keep our hips high. So we're going to start to walk our feet wide. So center your mat so we get the geometry just right. So we're going to have our feet wide. Then when we bend the knees, we're going to drop the hips. So the tendency is to push the hips towards the sky, drop the hips deeply. Keep dropping. See where my arms are? Follow me exactly. There you go. So now you're hooking with the underarms. Drop your hips. Notice when you're holding them. So if you want to be really honest, just come when you're onto your tippy toes. There you go. Drop your hips. There you go. Now you can plant your feet back down. So it's like we're sitting in a chair. But typically when we're sitting in a chair, we're not hanging by our underarms. So it's something you get used to. Shimmy a little from side to side. Just start to allow there to be space to traction the spine out of the pelvis. So most people, do you have lower back pain?
No, but it's really digging into it.
Yeah. So let your body weight hang. Let it dig for a minute. It's not something that you're used to, but we're not going to stay there forever. But you're going to, do you do massage or anything? You're tractioning all of that tight connective tissue, all the fascia, and so it goes deep into the subscapula. And even though it's uncomfortable, it's going to start to retrain the posture. Yeah, and it's hitting the heart points, the heart meridians, and the lungs, and the sensitivity. So the way that we relieve that pressure is we straighten our legs, bring our arms wide, and come into a little bit of a supported back bend here. So heart is pointing up towards the sky. The swing is going to slide lower down, so just keep, you don't have to mess with it, lean back. Yep, lean back. Straight legs, push your legs back, straight, yeah, lean back. Let it slide down, go ahead, lean it down. Yeah, just use gravity, yep, now support the head, that's perfect. So everything about the swing can become really intuitive. We're going to support the head with the hands, bring the knees wide, bring the elbows wide, and then bend the right knee, right elbow. So right knee, right elbow, let's all sync up. Okay, and then come push straight back, straight legs. Then left knee, elbow goes towards the knee. So keep the knees wide, right? Let me see if I can help you go a little bit deeper. So push right knee out to the side. Yeah. So push back, push straight back, diagonal in the body. Yeah, and then bend into the knee. Yeah, so just play with it from side to side. There's not one way to do it. Look over at Amy and notice what she's doing. She's staying back in a diagonal, and then she's bringing her knee to her elbow. Yeah. So just try it. Try leaning back into the swing. We're creating a new relationship of trust. And like any new relationship, we want to take it slow, right? Sometimes we dive in, but then we learn. Let's just take it slow and get a feel for how the swing can support us to go deeper into a back bend. So we're just gently rocking from side to side. Enjoy that nice, gentle swaying motion. And you might actually see my heart is pointing up towards the sky, so your head is like this and your legs are bent. I want you to push straight back, and I want you to relax your head back. I know sometimes you're looking up at me to check it out. See if you can find that space where a supported back bend becomes second nature. And then if you want to bend one knee and then the other knee, you can sway from side to side. I call it aerial yoga play because there's infinite number of ways for us to experience the swing. And I want to give you a chance to explore and feel into your own body what is the best way for the swing to help you to go deeper. So if it feels good, you're in the right place. If it feels intense, you might be in the right place too, right? So really finding that sweet spot. So the swing can be a little bit lower behind the bra line. Just lean back.
And short.
Lean back. So legs are straight. There you go. And let your head lean back into your hands. So what I love about the swing is it also is like truth serum for the body. It shows me every single thing that's going on in somebody's physical body, in their emotional body, in their mental body, in their psychic body, in their spiritual body. It just informs every one of our decisions by how we interact with it. It's really fun to use it as one of those kind of like psychological profiling, like can we relax and engage at the same time? That's what we're going to work on today, is engage but relaxed. Now we're going to come down. So one of the ways to come into the sumo squat to take pressure off the underarms is use a forearm press. So you can press the swing away. So notice my hips stay low the entire time. Walk your feet forward. So my toes are at the front of the mat. There we go. And then push your hips down towards the ground and push your arms in. Not your hips up, but your arms. Yeah. So the forearms engage. So push your hands in front of you so you can look at them. Bring your head back. Bring your heart up. Yeah, there you go. That's it. There you go. Feel the difference now? There's a little bit of pressure along the back of the heart that way, and then you can relax a little bit. So sway from side to side. Just see if you can loosen up the pelvis. So when the pelvis is really tight, we tend to be like this. If we can drop the pelvis, let it hang in the space. There you go. See if it can start to soften. We're going to just, that stickiness along the hip flexors is what we're going to work on today. And we've done about 40 hours of this. Our hips are really loose, so just take your time with it. Just see if you can find the ease of the hips dropping. You can even try pushing the hips back behind you, all the way back, deepening your hip flexors. Yeah, like that. Push your hips all the way back. There we go. Like stick your belly out. There you go. And then bend your knees to keep your hips there. Just play with that a little bit in the space. I mainly do one-on-one sessions with people, so I get really into the tightness of the body and use it for healing purposes. So that's what we're going to explore today. And whenever your arms need a break, press back, open up, and find a supported back bend. So everyone, clasp your hands behind your head and heel toe your feet together. So I call this weeping willow. So now we're going to keep the legs straight. Stay on a diagonal if you can. So like the crown of the head is pointing towards the back of the room. And then we just let the upper body swing in space. Just like a weeping willow would. So you might hear the little sounds of the ropes, but it's going to fully support the body. Nice. So sometimes it's a good idea to close your eyes and just feel that rocking, swaying motion. And at any time you feel like you want to take a break and come down, that's okay too. Now we're going to find center. Use our forearm press. Drop the hips a lot. See if you can flex the feet back. Wiggle a little from side to side. See if the hips can loosen up. It should feel good. Kind of like erasing any little bits of tension there in the hips. Now I'm going to press the feet down, lift the hips up, push into the forearms. So keep the legs straight. So we'll bend one knee. So just the left knee comes up. We're going to twist. So we roll into the outer edge of the right foot. Bottom leg is straight. And then we're going to step. So you could step by the knee if you want it to be easy. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, step closer to the hip. There you go. Now we roll into the side body. And then we look over the opposite shoulder. So knee is going to the right, gaze is to the left. So look towards Amy if you can. But keep the knee going to the right. So it's like two opposite directions are happening. There you go. Now if you drop the hips, you'll get a nice big side body stretch. Good. Inhale and lift the knee back up. Pause, release the arms. Come into your fullest expression of the back bend. Inhale, lift the arms back up. Exhale, forearm press. Let's try one more side. Thank God we only have two legs, right? So we're going to lift right knee up. Roll onto the outer edge of the left. Step and twist. Oh, la la. So this would be easier with the foot by the knee. If you pull the foot all the way up to the hip, you're going to get a really deep stretch all the way through the outer glute. Yes, that's perfect. And then our gaze is back behind us to the right, knee to the left. And then the more we drop the hips, drop your hips a little bit more above. There you go. Straight down. Oh yeah. Hello, side body stretch. So it's really challenging to get into the obliques like this, right? It's also releasing the psoas and the quadratus, so it's a really amazing stretch for this tightness and thickness that happens through the waist. Inhale, pull the knee back up into the chest, come forward. Okay, one more drop. Just drop and wiggle. So we're going to come onto our toes and just use a little bit of a pendulum swing here. So it's okay to straighten your arms a little bit, but if you pull your arms too high, you'll just fall right out. So it's nice to keep the elbows a little bit low. Nice. Yeah. And then see if you can come all the way forward. It's a big stretch into camel. So it's a supported camel pose with the toes tucked under. And then we're going to look up towards the sky. If you can, use your arm strength to press. So floating camel. Those famous floating camels. Exhale, come back down.
It's just sometimes I have to take it.
If you want to just remove the swing and come into a camel pose, feel free to make some step up so you don't have to have it under the arms. Do you do camel and
I
normally?
haven't in a long time.
Okay. Well, what we're wanting to do is stretch the hips. So if we do camel pose like this, we'll notice that we're really taking the back bend in the lower back. So this usually crunches the lower back. You feel what I mean? Because the heart is collapsing. But with the swing underneath us, it's forcing us to open up the upper thoracic spine. So that intensity is actually retraining the posture and getting deep into the front of the